Welcome to Eye on Oakland. I'm Chuck Moss, your host, and we've got a great guest, Clint Balor, who is the new mayor of Birmingham. Welcome, Mr. Mayor.
Thank you, Mr. Chuck.
Yeah, why are you laughing? This is true. You're honored.
A delight to be here.
It's quite an honor. I mean, trust me. Of course, I only did it for 6 weeks, but
You were mayor for 6 weeks?
I was mayor for 6 weeks.
Only 6 weeks?
Only 6 weeks.
Well, I'll have to hear that story someday.
I'll tell you right now. I was elected to the county commission in 2000, and I was mayor pro tem for the election of 2000 and whatever, and it was my turn to be mayor basically, and I said, oh, heck yes, I want to be mayor. So I was mayor for 6 weeks, and then I resigned, and my letter of resignation is probably still there where it says, I hereby resign the office of mayor and city commission. My county term begins at noon, so I had to go at 11:59 and 59 seconds. So, welcome to the show, and you are mayor. Have you been mayor before?
I have not. I have not. I have been involved in city politics inside and outside for 25 years, but this is my first time as mayor.
You're mayor now. Well, congratulations, and I'm going to say it's well-deserved.
Well, thank you.
Yes. So, did you ever think many, many years ago when you were the proprietor of the Birmingham Buzz, which we will get into, that was actually groundbreaking stuff back in the early 2000, that you would be mayor.
It's a blog before blogs existed.
Yes.
Before the word blog.
It was a blog before. Well, let's talk about the Birmingham Buzz quick. I know what the Birmingham. You tell me. What was the story of the Birmingham Buzz?
The Birmingham Buzz was hyper-local journalism, advocacy journalism for sure, and it was influential.
It was the place to be because God bless the eccentric. I think they were, I don't know if they were gone yet, but they might as well have been gone. And of course, the Oakland Press could care less, and the Free Print and the News could care less. So you were the local newspaper essentially for Birmingham.
Kind of. We went to meetings. We reported on those meetings. We had our opinions, and yeah.
Yes, and it was actually very influential in, I believe, the '02 election.
'03.
'03.
Yes.
You need to lean into your mic.
I'm sorry.
Yeah,
yes.
We want to hear what you have to say. So for all of you, the Birmingham Buzz was very influential. It was an online newspaper before any of those things happened, and you were the king of it.
Editor.
Editor.
No kings. Editor.
No kings.
Well, let's come into the future.
All right.
The
present. Okay. You're now mayor.
I am now mayor. Yes, and something you said a moment ago about that it was your turn to be mayor. It's probably worth noting a few things before we talk. First of all, I'm here today. Anything I say to you is me. I'm speaking for myself. I'm not speaking for the commission. We have a strong city manager form of government in Birmingham. There are 7 city commissioners. The public voters do not elect the mayor. The commission elects the mayor, and the mayor's duties include, chairing the meetings, signing contracts, speaking at events representing the city. But when I come on a show like this, I am not speaking for the city. I'm not speaking unless I'm telling you about action we have already taken. If I express an opinion, it's my opinion alone, and so I don't speak for the entire commission.
No.
The other thing I want to tell you is that we have gotten away from the idea that the mayor rotates among the commissioners.
Really? What are you doing now?
I think we've also gotten away from the idea that the mayor pro tem necessarily is going to be the next mayor. So I think that we have been operating for the last few years on the notion that the most qualified person who is willing and able to do the job is the one that the commission selects. And this year, that just happened to me. Happened to be me. The other aspect is that we're not limiting the mayor to 1 year. We recognize that it's a tough job. It takes time to get comfortable in it, learn how to do it. And so we've had 2 people now serve as mayor for more than 1 year. Pierre Boutros served for 2 years, and Therese Long served for 3 years, 2 years, and then she took a break and then served again for a year. So that's where we are, and those are
It's changed a little in the last 25 years.
It's changed a little, yeah. But anyway,
Well, good. Now that you get to be mayor, you are obviously leading the city. Do you have any particular issues or agenda items that you would like to see pushing as you now come into that role?
well, several. I'll say the first thing I want to do is end the meetings well before midnight. We've had meetings regularly go to midnight and beyond, and we don't start until 7:30. So it's possible tonight. In fact, the Monday. What's today's date? The
17th.
The 17th. So if you're watching this on Monday night, the 17th, we'll consider moving the start time up. But there are other things we can do, and I want to hear from my fellow commissioners and city staff and the community about how we can get these meetings tightened up so that everybody can get home at a reasonable hour. City staff has a hard time staying up. We keep petitioners up until after midnight for us to hear their case, and that's just not fair. So so that's number one priority.
That's actually a great one.
I don't think it's the hardest thing I'm going to face, but it's certainly one of the top priorities.
Shorter meetings. I love that. I found the best way, unfortunately, was to get commissioners to talk less. And I was one of the worst offenders my first couple of years. I would just, yap about everything. Toward the end, it's just like, call the question.
Call the question.
Call the question.
Call the question. Unfortunately, you need 5 votes to call the question. So, and I've seen. Let's move on.
I was probably the worst, so you don't have to worry about that. So there are, of course, issues bubbling up that have been bubbling up. I don't know how much you can talk about it. Our friends, the Community House, and I'm going to say this is just personal opinion. You can give yours, I can give mine, that if you don't do anything ever distinguished in the city, what you did with the Community House, bringing forward the information about the previous director and I guess the previous board, was exemplary. You win a place in the Hall of Fame for doing that. I don't, seriously.
Thank you.
Well done. I wouldn't have done it, and I had the guts to do that. Well done. And now the Community House, where is it at?
Well, they've announced that they want to sell the house. And that has upset a lot of people in the community. By the way, there are at least 2 members of the board who have decided that they should sell the house, who were on the board when Bill Seckler was in charge. He's the former director. So I think that their intention to sell the house, maximize the value, and take that money, pay off some debt that they apparently have, and also seed a community foundation. It's from a business standpoint, and from a philanthropic standpoint, it's a good idea. From a community standpoint, it's a bad idea. Nobody wants that. Nobody wants to sell the community house. This community house is worth more than what you could sell it for. And I'll get to the notion that they can even sell it in a minute. It's a public trust. The community house has had its ups and downs financially throughout the 100-year history. It may be in its lowest point ever right now. But that is not cause to sell the house. The house belongs to us. And as I said, when Bill Seckler was there, he's a temporary occupant. Anybody who's in there is a temporary occupant of our house. And they call it the Our Town. Sorry. So that gets to a member of the community dug up the deeds on the house and circulated them. And they say pretty explicitly to anybody who's not a lawyer that that house and any additions that are ever made to it must in perpetuity be used as a community center. And if the Community House Association Incorporated can't sustain itself there, that it must either give the property to another nonprofit within the city of Birmingham, or lease it at a nominal rate to the city of Birmingham so that it can remain a community center. They want to seed a foundation that is going to serve a 10-mile radius from Birmingham, giving money to small nonprofits and scholarships to students. I've had people tell me that if they want to give money to small nonprofits, they can do it directly. They don't need to go through the community house. And I do think that the community house was formed for the Birmingham Bloomfield community, not a 10-mile radius. You can go out 10 miles in any direction and be far from our community. So that's where we stand with it. I expressed the viewpoint that I just expressed in the newspaper the other day. The community house expressed their viewpoint that they're going full steam ahead. I had thought they'd be willing to sit down and talk.
Why would they do that? And why would they start now?
Well, because I don't think they anticipated the backlash in the community, and it's growing as people learn more about it. Not everybody is tuned in, and as people become tuned in and they realize what they're trying to do, they're gonna be more vocal about their opposition to it.
Well, the community house is a community center, and the NGO and everything around it is to support a community center. Now, if they want to nuke the community center and just have a nonprofit that raises money and gives it to good works and call themselves the community house, they can call themselves whatever they want, but that does not make it the community house, and that was not the intent. The community house it's like the Grosse Pointe War Memorial, and they make that work over in Grosse Pointe. Why can't we make it work here?
That's a good question. Well, I think we can make it work. Probably not under the auspices of what we have known to be the community house for the last 10 to 15 years.
Well, all leadership, all institutions tend to sometimes they will make it, and sometimes they simply won't. But it just seems to me that the commitment to the mission of the community house, which is to be a center of the community, is lacking. They've got this asset, and they want to make it a business or a nonprofit where fundraisers can raise funds and dispense them as they will. Well, that's not what we're talking about here.
Right.
Well, good. They see, the current board did not cover itself with glory in the period coming up. So let's hope that they can do. I think the city's options are limited, or maybe they're not.
I don't know. That remains to be seen.
Well, that's good. That's not saying no.
Right.
That's a good thing. Well, we're going to take a quick break here. We're going to talking with Clint Balor, who is the mayor of Birmingham, and his, we accept that you are speaking only as yourself, because unless you are gathered together under a noticed meeting with all the proper rules and regulations with a quorum, you can't speak for anybody, and I get that too. But it's still like to know what's going on with the city. I don't think you can find anybody who's probably better positioned. I'm Chuck Moss. Don't go away. We'll be right back here on Eye on Oakland.
Bloomfield Township Senior Services promotes wellness and strengthens the community through social connections, fitness classes, aquatics, day trips, and more. Our staff is here to serve you, offering lifelong learning and interactive opportunities for residents age 50 and above. Invest in your vitality with us. Follow us to learn more and stay up to date. We look forward to meeting you.
Welcome back to Eye on Oakland. I'm Chuck Moss, your host. We're talking with Mayor Clint Balor. Your Honor, welcome to the show.
Thank you.
And we're saying that completely without irony. It is an honor, and I'm glad you finally made. Is this your second term, right?
No.
No, I mean as a commissioner.
Second term as a commissioner, yes.
Right, but first time around as mayor.
First time around as mayor, yes.
You're going to get to give the key to the city to Santa Claus. I got
do
to
I
do
that.
Yes, you do. Yes, you do. And you get to cut ribbons and things.
Yeah, ribbon cuttings.
You can marry people?
I do.
Have you done that yet?
No. This afternoon I'm speaking to first grade Girl Scouts.
Yep.
If they are Girl Scouts in first grade, maybe they're brownies.
They might be brownies. I don't remember. daughters were brownies, I think. But yeah, so yeah. Well, anyway, it's quite an honor and congratulations.
Thank you.
Now, ask a quick question. I would say next. I mean, quite literally. The next senior center and all that with the YMCA. What's going on there?
Well, without giving a full history,
Yeah,
'cause it's
don't.
long and sordid.
Sorted.
Why, and this is, but I'm going to touch on some important points. The YMCA, for reasons I won't get into, decided to sell the building, and we were ready to collaborate with Next and put them in there when the YMCA said, "Wait a second." We had second thoughts about leaving Birmingham, and at the same time, the Y said that, a large contingent in the community said, "We don't want to lose the pool." And so the city commission did everything they could to try to make something happen, and to the point that we had plans to build a building that would be $36 million or more, and we just decided we weren't going to go in that direction. And so now we put a pause on things. We have to get back to it, and we will soon. And I'm confident that Next will have a home when the time comes.
Yeah, because next has to be out of Midvale, like early 27.
Yes, I think so, or May, I think.
Yeah, that's a hard deadline. Yeah,
it's a hard deadline.
Yeah, I thought that the schools were being jerks about it, but having talked to a few people, no, they really do need it.
I don't think the schools were being jerks, and I think it's a tough situation, and we will deal with it. So that's about all I want to say.
That's good enough. And I do want to throw at you. This is one I thought of. This is a problem that most cities would die for. When a restoration hardware building comes, is opened, which is going to be very soon, that entire south of Woodward area is just going to blossom, as far as I can see. Is there any need to have like parking or anything down there, or because that area is just going to go nuts?
Well, I think that RH will be busy. I'm not sure the entire area will go nuts, and it remains to be seen how the parking shakes out. So I'm eager to see what happens. I think that whatever happens, we'll deal with it.
Well, I think that's, once again, this is a, quote, problem or challenge any city would just die for.
Yeah, I think it is.
Because it's, from the old 2016 plan, which was 30 years ago, nobody saw anything going south. Nobody saw any of that. I mean, we weren't even plowing the tops of the current parking structures. So that's good. Now, so I'm going to just lead on here, because the perennial subject of Birmingham always comes back: infrastructure. What's going on with that?
Well, what's going on is that it's been a challenge. It's a lot of our infrastructure, and that includes water mains and sewer lines, streets, curbs, gutters, all that, is 100 years old. In some cases more, a little less, and it needs to be replaced. And our methodology for doing that on certain streets, the ones that are so-called unimproved, that were never properly improved in the first place, is to assess residents a portion of the cost. So we just did my street, which is Shirley, and I will be assessed somewhere around $26,000 for the asphalt and curbs.
The curbs and gutters.
And curbs. Now, residents are not asked to pay any portion of the cost of the underground sewer and water. It's a problem. If we weren't asking residents to pay, there wouldn't be anywhere near the angst that there is now. On top of that, we have challenges with deciding what to do next. We have challenges how to pay for it. We have challenges how to communicate it, how to get buy-in, how to design it. And so we will be coming up with an infrastructure master plan that deals with all those issues. It deals with funding reform. It deals with design standards, many of which we already have, but we have departed from them in some cases. It deals with a cohesive communication strategy. So there's a lot lot to be decided, and I think that we'll be doing that soon. And hopefully, once we have that plan in place, we can look out 10, 15, even 20 years, and people will know what they can expect, and they can participate in the process. There'll be much less last-minute hand-wringing over what's happening. And
Hand-wringing or bomb throwing or pitchforks and torches. Yeah,
right,
yeah.
right. So that's where we are on that, and hopefully you'll hear more in the coming weeks and months about that.
Well, for instance, where I live, it was improved, who knows when, maybe back in 1925, I don't know. But it was that investment in the quality of the street was made, and that's factored into the value of my house. Or when I lived on Madison Street, which and they went through and did curbs and gutters, I had to pay for that. Mm-hmm. Why should, having paid for it and made that investment to my house, my neighborhood, why shouldn't the guy two or three streets over, hypothetically, why shouldn't they do the same thing?
Well, that's a good question, and we're going to have to address that question, but I'm not prepared.
Yeah, I understand. I will say this: if anybody
today
is interested, the one good thing about curbs and gutters is you don't have to bag up all your leaves. And let me tell you, the difference between bagging your leaves and just putting it onto the gutter and letting the city get it, it's almost worth it just for that.
It's a lot easier. Yeah.
What other infrastructure? I mean, infrastructure covers a lot of ground. I mean, sewer.
We had some concern about City Hall and the police being in there, and so City Hall is the last time it was renovated was back in the 90s.
Back in the 90s, way back in the 90s.
Way back when you were on the commission.
Might have even been after.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was so it needs work. Our departments are jammed in there. The police department absolutely needs work, whether they stay there or we find another home for them. Right now, we have stopgap measures, I'll call them, to keep them there, and we're improving a facility over at the DPS on Eaton to take care of some of their needs. We're also doing some small renovation work on the back of City Hall so that they can bring the bad guys in with much less risk than exists now.
Is that how the commissioners come into the meetings? No, believe me, that was not a joke I made up. But yes, so that's good. Now, hopefully, if you ever redo the commissioners' auditorium, you'll have more camera-friendly colors than that purple. I mean, yeah,
Purple.
Not purple. I mean, the colors I got now. It's just rather. Say no more.
There was a plan, and that would have moved the commission chambers down to the first floor to make it more accessible.
Really? Where?
Well, that would have been, the plan was to build a new building on the back of City Hall for the police.
Oh, that'll
and then everybody would
move around.
That was left would move around, and that would.
Yeah, well, good. I just the camera. I'm just look at camera angles. What can I say? It's good. You know, having that sort of live coverage is really a good thing. I'll just say, I remember once a meeting I was at where this guy comes in, and I forgot what we were talking about. And this guy comes in and he's got like snow boots on. It was the middle of the winter, and a coat and pajamas, and he comes up to the mic and he says, "You idiots, you morons, you buttheads, you fools. I was home in bed watching it, and you guys are such idiots. I had to come down here and yell at you." And I was like, get that man's name. I want him to be, he should be our citizen of the year. Whoever you are, sir, you're the man. It's wonderful. So are you looking actually at City Hall? I mean, everything's got to be rewired, I would think, from the 90s.
Yeah, we're not there yet.
All right. Now, you got some new guys coming in now. Breaking them in. How's that working out?
We have two new commissioners. So Jason Emmerine and Katie Schaefer have left the commission, and Kevin Kozlowski and Bill Kolb are the new commissioners. Kevin is the former chairman of the advisory parking committee.
Okay, so he's served his apprenticeship, if you will.
Jess Newman, his wife, is chairman of the sustainability board. They are young. They're a young family. They live over by Poppleton Park, and it's really good to have, some youth on the commission in that perspective. Kevin's a real data guy. He works. He's a programmer, computer scientist.
You mean you're going to have a city commissioner who is going to adulterate his decisions with actual data?
And possibly facts.
Let's not expect too much at once.
And Bill Kolb is former CEO of McCann, Erickson. Well, it was Erickson. Now it's, I think, just McCann.
Just McCann.
So he led the largest employer in Birmingham for several years, and he's retired now, lives in Birmingham Place, and he is, I believe, chairman of the Kidney Foundation of Michigan, National Kidney Foundation of Michigan. If there is a national and of Michigan, I think it's of Michigan. Anyway, it's going to be interesting to have his perspective as a former CEO also on the board. So I'm enthusiastic.
Those look like two solid performers coming aboard.
Yeah. How about a couple other things I see?
Real quick, we're going to run out of time, so let's get on. What you got?
Parking decks. We're working on the parking decks. We're covering some deferred maintenance, and we are beautifying them. We're painting them, and we're putting in lighting, and hopefully making them much more user-friendly. So that's a good thing.
How will they be more user friendly? I mean, you park, you go down.
Well, we put in new technology not long ago that makes it a little easier to get in and out, and
it's noticed. Let me tell you.
And if a place is more pleasant to be in, you're going to be more likely to go there.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's what we want people to do. We want them to park in the decks, not necessarily on the street. And if we can get more people to be comfortable in those decks, all the better.
I love the decks. But yeah, whatever it is you do for going in and out, it is easier. I will say that. Mm-hmm. That's good because I like the decks. Anything else while we're good at?
I almost want to say, can you take a pause and I'll think of a few things.
Oh, we can't take a pause because we're almost done. Actually,
we are almost done.
But yeah, so you've watched it as mayor. You want to get. I like the idea of shorter meetings.
Oh, here's something.
Yeah.
We are hiring, we have an RFP out right now for a consultant who will help us evaluate proposals for public-private partnerships. So if, as someone did some time ago with the North Old Woodward structure, there was an attempt at a public-private partnership, we had no real outside, we had bond counsel and we had we didn't have somebody representing the city's interests from the perspective of getting as much as we can for the city, for the public benefit out of a public-private partnerships. That is why we defeated that proposal, because there wasn't enough in it for the city. Mm-hmm. So now, if any proposals come along, and we may be asking for proposals for that property, for example, we will have someone on our side helping us evaluate those.
You'll be able to evaluate them. It will be data-driven.
Yes.
I love that.
Yes.
Well, we're going to have to call it quits here, which is too bad because it sounds like as mayor you've got a lot on the plate, but you're quite ready to deal with it. And good luck to the commission and good luck to Birmingham. I think someone who lives there, I'm looking forward to it. Thank you, Clint Balor, Mayor of Birmingham. I'm Chuck Moss, and thank you for joining us here on Eye on Oakland.